Tosca. All right. Tosca Tricentis. So Tricentis Tosca is the amazing tool, and that is low code or no code automation tool, wherein it is possible to scan the web element. So say for example you have a web page, you can directly use the scan module within Tosca to scan the web elements with different attributes of the element, and then drag and drop those modules to create the test cases. So Tosca is one of the very nice tools, and I have been using Tosca from past 2 years now, and till now I haven't written a single sort of code line to create the custom modules, right? So usually now if I want to progress as a test architect and want to get deep into this particular tool, then yes, I definitely need to learn the programming language, right? Whatever is the underlying programming language supported by this particular tool, so for example C# is what I have to learn in order to create or customize something. But because this is a paid tool, if I get stuck somewhere, there is a support available for me to solve the queries. And Tosca has such a huge module. You can do API testing, you can do UI testing. There are specific modules for specific applications. So SAP, there are modules, and that makes it pretty powerful tool to perform test automation. Now, when I say you don't need coding skills to use Tosca, still you need to understand the basics of coding. It's not that you will be able to understand automation without knowing the basics of coding. You need to understand where to use loops. You need to understand how you are going to structure your script. So that analytical thinking is required when you want to use any of these no code automation tools as well. Okay, so yes, there are no code automation tools available, but then up to which level you want to remain in that position or role, that decides whether you want to learn more or go deep into the tool and learn programming and get into the deep details of the tool and automation, or you want to be just a user as a test person or the test engineer within the team and add that automation skill in your resume. So it is absolutely possible, and there are many tools. Tosca is one of that. Now, because I have used Tosca, so I have mentioned it first, and I have really loved using Tosca and the capabilities that it provides and powerful automation that it provides. Test complete. Okay, so you can go ahead and search for these tools. These are all paid tools though, but then yes, you can go ahead and check if there are trial available, and you can play around with these tools. Okay, so Test Complete is another no code automation tool, but there is, if you know the languages, so it supports I think Java and Python, and there are many more that it supports. So even though it is no code for initial phases, or you will be able to do maximum 90% of your automation without even looking at the code, how it is going on behind the scene. But then if you are a test architect, it is recommended that you know the programming languages that you will be able to use in case of any edge scenarios which are not being able to solve by the test team. Okay, UFT, right? So very popular UFT, again VB script, right? So if you know VB script, it is really helpful, right? But they are also low code automation tool. UiPath. Okay, so UiPath is RPA tool, but they have the automation capability as well. They have the product which can help you to do the test automation using their UiPath tool, which supports test automation, right? So these are some of the tools which will help you to do test automation even though you do not know any sort of coding, Java, Python, C#. If you don't know anything, still you will be able to learn these tools. Okay, you will be able to learn these and you will be able to use them. Now, if a person knows the programming language, for them it becomes really easy to pick up these tools. If you do not know any programming language and how to build logical solutions using the programming language, then you might face a little bit of challenge, but it doesn't mean that you won't be able to learn. I have many people that work in Tosca and they do not know anything about Selenium, or they do not know anything about the XPath and how to identify the web elements in Selenium, but they are still able to pick up Tosca and use it. Okay, so it is absolutely possible, but advice is, or the recommendation is, you should always understand how to build logic, if-else statements, loops, how you are going to use them, where you are going to use them, because any of the tool that you use, you need to build, or you need to use that logic to build your script, right? So these tools support that functionality that is out of the box, and you can drag and drop and use those loops and if-else statements. But then you have to think where you want to put if, what you want to check in if and condition, what you want to check in else condition. All of that will require the basic programming skills. Okay, so very basic logical thinking and programming skill will really help, even though there are scriptless or no code automation tools. The programming and logical thinking will always help. Even though you are not having those skills, still you will be able to pick up these tools, and while you are learning these tools, you will be able to think logically and build solutions using these tools. So the short answer to this question is yes, it is possible, and no, it is not possible, depending where you want to reach in your career aspirations. So if you want to reach as a test architect, you need to learn a programming language. It is not possible to achieve test automation job as a test architect if you do not know any programming language. But if you just want to be a part of the team and help the team into test automation scripting, yes, it is possible. All right, but still you need to have the logical understanding of the loops, etc., to build that solution.